All right, hypocrisy gets you every time. Hypocrisy gets you every time because God don't like ugly. Devin Haney gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar as a scandalous accusation comes out, but backed up by camera footage about Bill Haney doing something that Devin Haney put on the back of Ryan Garcia in the lead-in to their fight. And I'm not just going to talk about that for the sake of salaciousness, even though that ain't bad and it's kind of fun in this instance. I'm also going to talk about it because Devin's got another accusation hanging out there that he should be careful before it flies back in his face. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about, hypocrisy and how often hypocrisy winds up hurting the person that is practicing it. In this particular instance, it is Devin Haney without a doubt, as Mill City Boxing put out a video report of Bill Haney getting stone cold busted, in my opinion. Bill Haney gets busted doing something he's accusing other people of doing. Something Devin Haney accused Ryan Garcia of doing in front of hundreds of thousands of people that watched and saw it. Only to now have his pops hanging out there looking like, he's really the one. What are we talking about? We talking about that, you know what it is, the booger sugar. The booger sugar. That's what we're talking about. And you have, on the same day, and I'm going to compare these two things, Devin Haney sending another letter into the New York State Athletic Commission, pretty much begging them to suspend Ryan Garcia because he used IVs in his training sessions. Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really makes a big difference to the channel. Thank you. Let's get into this. Hypocrisy. When Devin Haney was talking to Ryan Garcia in a press conference, out of nowhere, Devin Haney started lambasting Ryan Garcia about being a COKE head. And I'm not talking about the delicious but very, very, very toxically bad for you soda pop called Coca-Cola. I'm talking about the kind that, that booger sugar. Accused Ryan Garcia that of right in front of his mother, his father, and a whole bunch of other people. Bill Haney also had accused people of the same thing. Only to have Mill City Boxing, and I'm telling you guys, subscribe to Mill City Boxing. Mill City Boxing is one of the best YouTube channels that there is, consistently interviewing fighters, getting good information from fighters, and having a whole bunch of content creators steal his content, show his content, show portions of the interview without ever giving that man credit and knowing where to go to get the original content. Go to Mill City Boxing, subscribe to Mill City Boxing. Mill City Boxing shows in this video that he put up of what looked like and sounded like Bill Haney doing exactly what Devin accused Ryan of doing. And in the same video that he shows, Bill accusing Mill City Boxing of doing. Clearly you hear that on the camera. Now, I don't know what that is, but I don't know for sure. Maybe he had a cold, maybe he had something. But then he starts acting in a very exaggerated way with his eyes bugged and his voice very loud. And reasonable people might suspect. Right? So now what do you have? You have people saying, man, look at Bill and Devin. Bill and Devin accused Ryan Garcia of something that Bill could very possibly well be doing. And this is not the first example of hypocrisy from them. So I look at that and I see, man, okay, that's funny. That's funny. First of all, that also shows mental health issues. That also shows mental health issues. So just personally, I find that interesting. However, later on in the day, you see another letter coming being posted by Victor Conti from the lawyers for Devin Haney, sending a letter to the New York State Athletic Commission and talking about, not about the Austrian, talking about Ryan Garcia's use of an IV. Okay? Now, Ryan Garcia is on tape using an IV. I don't know whether or not that IV is illegal in New York or not at the time that he used it. I read the rules. I don't know whether or not the reading of that rule, whether they're saying you can't do that after the weigh-in and before the fight, or you can't ever use it at all. I don't know what the rule is. I don't know what that ruling is going to be. I do know this, though, that many people have speculated, similar to me speculating that could mean something. They speculate that Devin Haney gaining 25 pounds in between the fight, the weigh-in, the official weigh-in, and the next day weigh-in, that the only way that he can gain that much is the fact that he's using an IV, because you cannot put that much amount of weight on eating a bunch of food. Now, mind you, that Victor Conti and Devin, after the fact, come up with a mighty handy excuse. Oh, well, you know what it is. I had 5-pound weights in my pocket. I had 5-pound weights in my pocket. I had a hoodie on. I had my iPod. I had my Apple phone and a combat boots on and all that other stuff to account for the 5 pounds. So I was really around 160. On multiple occasions, why would you get on a scale with all of that on you just so, because you don't care, because it doesn't mean anything, to make yourself look bigger? No. So, but maybe, but I don't think so. Now, why do I bring up hypocrisy? Because if he's actually using it, God don't like ugly. You're going to accuse this man of using an IV, and maybe and it looks like he did, but then you are doing it yourself. More than likely you're doing it yourself. And so is it possible that he would be a hypocrite? Well, let's go back to this example we just saw. Okay, let's also just go back to the what other people have been saying, which is, how are you about the 3 pounds? How can you say before the fight that you don't care that he weighed more than 3 pounds because, hey man, it doesn't matter. I'm so many different levels above him. But then when you get whooped, no, the reason was the weight. I don't know, man. Look, to me, I just am not a big fan of hypocrites. Okay. And this particular tendency is consistent. It's consistent with certain people. Very, very consistent. Even down to their fan bases who, when it was Alyssa Bumgardner, had no problem with hair samples working and waiting for hair samples to come out to determine whether or not she cheated or not intentionally. But when it's Ryan Garcia, all of a sudden, hair samples don't work. Or Victor Conti, who has no problems with an argument being made by Canelo Alvarez. But when it's somebody that's working against his fighter, all of a sudden the same standards don't apply to Ryan Garcia that applied to Canelo Alvarez. I am just a big fan of, let's say, hey man, let's just wait. Let's just wait and see what happens. Okay, let's just wait and see what happens. And we'll stop throwing all of these accusations around at people. Keep it professional, and you won't wind up on the hypocritical block, because this is absolutely hypocritical. If what we think we saw on that tape with Mill City Boxing and Bill Haney is what it looks like, what it potentially could be, and the accusations that they made of other people, man, stop it. Okay, just stop it, bro. Peoples in glass houses shouldn't be throwing stones. God don't like ugly. What goes around comes around. All of those good old fashioned things that have been truisms in the human world forever. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out.